Hello. It's early in the morning. I'm gonna do a little painting here. Let's see if we can get this done pretty quickly. This is the painting I don't really like all that well. And I'm working on some negative space type of things that are incomplete. So I'm gonna just drizzle some paint on here. It's gonna be my black area, but I'm gonna leave it open like that. See what happens. Next thing I'm gonna do is mix up a cup with colors. I'm going to start with a spritz of this coconut milk serum. This is a cup that had paint in it before and it's dried, so I can use that again. I'm going to start with white, just because I feel like it, and then some black. And you can see there where I'm putting my colors in. I'm working with a fairly limited palette because that's what I have. Now, I'm letting these run down the side so they're layering in there. While they're being piled up on top of each other, the paint has a little chance to react with itself. I'll put a little more black in there. And there's where we are so far. I'm just doing this pretty randomly at the moment. So I'd like to try to get this done sort of quickly. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Now we're going to do 3 puddle pours on here. Again, incomplete. Just because I'm wondering what will happen with that. Now I've got black already on my canvas, so I'm going to put a little white on there to start my puddles. But they're going to be incomplete. We're going to just do a ring and we'll fill it in a minute. I'm not trying to make these solid, I'm just putting some paint in a puddle. That's it. And I'm going to do one kind of reddish one, center, and an orange. And some blue here. That's my dominant color in this painting. You can see I'm already getting some reaction there as you let the paint sit. And I'm actually going to go grab my cup of coffee and we're going to let that sit a second. You're going to find that patience is a virtue a lot of times with this kind of painting. So we're sort of doing our puddles in a strange way. I learned this from Priscilla Batzel. Now she will scoop. She will have a vessel of colors and she'll use a kind of a flat vessel, and then she'll scoop it out and put it on her painting how she wants it. And we're going to try to do a similar kind of thing. But that's where I got the idea for this. I don't have any flat things. I'm using a spoon. Now, in this orange one here, I'm gonna pick my colors, and I'm just gonna do it randomly. Now that one's gonna be mostly black. I'm just pouring that one now. Alright, now there's my spoon of colors, and I'm going to just lay it down. I'm going to get some more. There's that spoonful. I'm going to lay that in there. Now, I think that's kind of pretty right there, so I'm going to see if I can get that. I'm just going to lay that on there. Now, if you have a little flat thing, you can just pour it out on there. And I probably just covered it up, didn't I? Okay, I got one more spoon of color. I'm going to lay this in here and see how it goes. I got a little more on my spoon, so I'm going to keep painting. Now let's see. That's what I have left. It's not much. Now I took it in my spoon, and I'm going to throw it in here somewhere. Let's see if we can put it down here. Kind of get a little bit of movement from that bottom left to the upper right. Now still a good bit of paint left on that spoon. So let's just get it on the canvas, okay? It's kind of pretty, so I'm going to plop it right here. Now you gotta let this stuff sit. That's the hardest part, is to let it sit. So the paint can interact with itself. And I'm gonna torch it now with this little torch. I got this at the dollar store in Brantley, and it was $4. It works pretty well, and it's got a little refill on it, so I can refill it pretty easily. I had to get help from my husband because I couldn't hold the button down enough. Now I got some paint thrown on the canvas there. It was an old canvas. I didn't like the picture. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt this a little bit. The tilting does a couple of different things. It stretches out the paint that you have on there. And it sort of, if you will, blends the paints together, kind of makes them think they're all one. And everything that's liquid on this canvas right at the moment is going to be nice and level when it dries. This is a paint stick I'm going to use as an edge catcher here. I want to let that run all the way down to my edge and then throw it back on there. And that's also Priscilla Batzel. That's her idea. Now, I'm getting quite a bit of angles in here. I don't care for that. But that's what happens when you go fast. When you tip fast, you get angles. When you tip slow, you get less angles. So I just want that to go to the edge there. I'm going to let this come down and cover that edge. Well, I like a little more coverage at the bottom here, so I'm going to run that down a little bit. I'm going to let it keep going. And I'll throw it back on there. Now, this style of painting is, Priscilla Batzel does this, and there are others who do this. Priscilla is really, I call her an artist that doesn't use a brush when she does this style of painting, because she does a lot of work once she gets her paint on the canvas. She also does a lot of loading of the canvas rather than flipping a cup. And I've got an area here I'm not too happy with right in here, so I think I'm going to put a little bit of red paint there. Like that, and then I'm just going to blend it just a little bit so it thinks it's part of that pour there. And let that set. Now, another way that you can manipulate that paint is to blow on it, and I've got some tubing here. You can use a straw. Blending of any sort with air swiping or blowing with the straw will agitate the paint and help bring cells up if that's what you're going for. I rarely am going for cells. I enjoy them when I get them. Now this torch is helping the cells to come out, and it also is going to help get rid of air bubbles, which will cause pocks in your painting. Sometimes I like it, but sometimes I don't, and I don't want them today, so I'm going to get rid of them. Sometimes a cell and an air bubble look kind of similar. I don't see so good anymore, I guess. Alright, now I made a mess there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my stick through there. And that will heal itself somewhat. It doesn't want to. So I'm going to put some more paint on it. Just like that. There's pretty much a remedy for every little problem that you have. And sometimes the remedy is to scrape the painting. But I think we're okay so far. Alright, now I'm going to call that done for now. Except maybe for right here. I don't like that. I want to fill that in with some black. So I'm going to. Just right there. Now, for now, I'm going to call that done. And we'll let it set and see what it's going to do. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and let me scoot that down a little so you can see the whole thing at once. And there it is. Now y'all have a good day, and bye-bye.